back to SFG Life and Pets. Today's video is going to be on how to adjust to working from home during quarantine. Hello everyone, so today, as I stated, we're going to be talking about adjusting to working from home during this quarantine. So a lot of people have kind of been pushed to work from home, and it's not really something that they're too used to, and they kind of just been rushed into it. And I'm sure for these past couple of weeks you've been staying in your PJs and kind of all discombobulated, just trying to get used to it all. Well, here are some tips to kind of help you out and get back on the bandwagon here. So tip number one is to make sure you have a distraction-free workplace. Now, of course, if you were just kind of rushed into all of this and everything's a hot mess, you might not have something, put together right away. But you want to make sure that you have a space that's away from, everything else and all the chaos going on in your house, especially if you have kids and, just a lot more going on than usual. You want to pull yourself away from that. An extra room is, preferred, but even if it's like your room, an area, corner that's quiet, you want to get, the best situation that you can. And then just making sure that you have your setup, whether it's a work laptop or whatever, you want to make sure all of that is good to go and in that quiet area. So tip number two is to take that extra time to be productive. So extra time meaning like your travel time that usually you would be driving to work. You want to make sure that instead of doing that, of course you have that extra time on your hands. You use that correctly by being productive, whether that is getting up, getting dressed, making yourself some breakfast, maybe doing some errands before you sit down and work for the day, whichever, because a lot of the time, especially if you're not used to it and you're working from home, you just kind of get out of bed, you're in your PJs, and you just kind of roll over to your work area and get started, and you burn out really easily that way. It might be nice and comfortable to be in your PJs for the first couple days, but you'll start to realize that you don't feel as productive and you're burning out. So really utilize that extra time that you have to kind of create a schedule for yourself in a sense and be productive before you actually start your work day. Tip number three is staying connected. So this is very important, especially if you're not used to, working from home and kind of keeping yourself on track, if you will. It's very important to stay connected with your, employees, co-workers and such. There's so many ways to do it. Your job might already have something, Skype, Zoom, any type of messenger, anything like that. You want to be making sure that you're taking advantage of those ways of, connecting and really stay on top of things, get communications, any updates, communicate with each other on what's going on, things like that. You just want to make sure that you're in the loop. It could be a little harder to kind of zone off and step away from things and get a little too comfortable. So just make sure that you kind of keep yourself on track and connected with everyone else. Alrighty, so tip number 4 is utilizing your breaks. So if you're working from home like me, and you actually have like a set schedule, you would probably already have like your breaks and lunch schedule for the day. Or if it's kind of like do it on your own type of thing and you know, schedule that yourself. Either which way, you want to make sure that you have that planned out and really utilize your breaks. Working from home could be kind of hard to adjust to, especially if it's not something of your regular day-to-day thing to do. So really step away from your workspace and divide the two and enjoy those breaks, and do something that's outside of work, if you will. That is going to be the best way to kind of keep things going and keep you refreshed. So last but not least is tip number 5, and that's to stay organized and on a schedule. This is very important whether you are on an actual set schedule with your job or more like doing it on your own type of thing. You want to make sure that you're organizing your time accordingly and really sticking to schedule. Any meetings, utilization, anything like that you deal with on a daily basis, you want to make sure you're keeping track of all of that, so that way at the end of the day, you're at where you're supposed to be and ending on a productive, efficient day. Alright guys, so I definitely hope you guys enjoyed my tips on how to adjust to working from home during this quarantine. I know it may not be easy, especially for those who aren't quite used to it. And like I said, you might have already burned out already by staying in PJs and, not really jumping on the bandwagon. But with these tips, they should definitely help you kind of regain that energy and being productive to have a good and efficient time working at home. If you guys like this type of thing with working from home videos, I actually for the longest been planning on doing a work from home series, and that's like for people who work from home in general, because I've been, and I definitely think that that opportunity is growing. So please let me know if that's something that you guys would be interested in, because I'd love to do more videos on that. And let me know what else you guys are interested in watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications on my next videos. And for now, stay safe and enjoy.